Hi, my name is Kyle. I'm a Texas A&M fan, and you might not remember me from last year, but I had a YouTube channel where I would talk all about college football, and I'm back talking all things college football. Today we're going to cover one of the most controversial arguments ever. Is the Big Ten better than the SEC? This is something I get asked all the time, and my answer is no. This answer is built on facts, and these facts I'm going to be telling you in this video. So if you think the Big Ten is better, you might change your mind in 5 minutes. And I promise I will not be biased. All I'm going to be telling you is facts that I found. So let's begin. When Big Ten fans say that they are better than the SEC, the only thing that they can say is we have the last 3 national championships. And this is true. And it's valid that they say this against SEC fans. But Michigan cheated in 2023, so I like to say that they have the last 2, not 3. And the SEC is better in depth, though. The Big Ten has had better top-end results recently, but the SEC has historically had the more consistently elite middle class. The SEC doesn't just contain Georgia and Alabama. It has Texas, LSU, Tennessee, Ole Miss, Oklahoma, Texas A&M, Florida, Auburn, and Missouri, all capable of becoming nationally relevant. And that's what makes the SEC's depth different. Plus, if you mean the Big Ten is better historically, then that is also debatable. The greatest coaches have come from the SEC. Nick Saban, the greatest coach of all time. Bear Bryant, Robert Neyland, Steve Spurrier, Urban Meyer, Wallace Wade, Philip Fuller, Gene Stallings, Jackie Sherrill, and many more. You want to talk quarterbacks? Let's do it. Let's start with the Big Ten. Fernando Mendoza, obviously a great quarterback. He definitely deserved that Heisman last year. Then you have Tom Brady, who didn't play as good in his Big Ten days than he did in the NFL. Russell Wilson, Drew Brees, C.J. Stroud, Tommy Frazier, and that's all. And those are some pretty strong names. But look at the SEC. The SEC has had Peyton Manning, Cam Newton, Tim Tebow, Joe Namath, Danny Werfel, Terry Bradshaw, Fran Tarkenton, Ken Stabler, Johnny Manziel, Joe Burrow, Tua Tagovailoa, Bryce Young, Jaden Daniels, Matthew Stafford, Dak Prescott, and A.J. McCarron. And that's before you even get to current guys like Arch Manning, Gunnar Stockton, Lenore Sellers, Trinidad Chambliss, John Mateer, and Sam Levitt. That's not one school carrying the conference. That's quarterback talent coming from all over the SEC across multiple generations. And the SEC has more tradition. For instance, Tennessee checkerboarding your whole stadium, even if they're a BOA team. The 12th man at A&M, Vanderbilt beating Alabama, then tearing their goalpost out of the ground, carrying it 2 to 3 miles, and throwing it in a river. You also have Auburn covering Toomer's corner in toilet paper after Alabama loses the national championship, and A&M's Midnight Yell, where they literally go to the football stadium at midnight and practice yelling. The Big Ten has traditions too, but not as many. It is fun to see Ohio State and Michigan players fighting in the tunnel before the game. And the Iowa thing where they wave flashlights at the hospital across the stadium. But there are not as many traditions. Now let's talk rivalries. The game, Michigan-Ohio State, Michigan versus Michigan State, Indiana-Purdue, Iowa-Nebraska, Iowa-Wisconsin, and Penn State-Michigan State. SEC, Iron Bowl, Bama-Auburn. Lone Star Showdown, Texas A&M. World's largest outdoor cocktail party, Florida versus Georgia. Egg Bowl, Ole Miss versus Mississippi State. Third Saturday in October, Alabama versus Tennessee. Deep South's oldest rivalry, Auburn versus Georgia. Red River rivalry, Texas versus Oklahoma. Ole Miss LSU playing the Magnolia Bowl. A&M plays LSU in Arkansas. Tennessee plays Alabama. There are so many, and I could keep going on. So, whether you are a person who believes the Big Ten is better, that's okay. If you think the opposite, that's okay too. I made this video to state my opinion, and if you know anyone who doesn't agree with me, show this to them. Maybe it'll change their mind. Thank you for watching, like, and subscribe. My name is Kyle, signing off.